Self-discipline is not easy. If it were, every one of us would be fit, focused, and fluent in 3 languages by now. Temptations sit on every shelf, ding in every notification, wave from every passing window. Our brains are wired to reach for comfort first and growth later, if ever. And yes, life throws curveballs, late bills, loud neighbors, tired bodies. But the biggest hurdle is often the voice inside that whispers, maybe I can. Here's the first truth I want you to tattoo on your thoughts. What you believe about your own willpower decides how much willpower you have. Scientists ran a study with college students. They asked, do you think your energy runs out fast, or can you push as long as you choose? Students who believed their strength was endless outperformed everyone else. They studied longer, ate better, avoided procrastination, even spent less money on impulse buys. They were not born with stronger brains. They simply wrote a better story in their heads, and their actions followed the plot. That means the gate between you and the life you want is not locked by talent, luck, or even time. It is locked or unlocked by your own belief. That is both terrifying and thrilling. Terrifying because you cannot blame anyone else. Thrilling because the key is already in your pocket. Let's look at why that key matters so much. Inside every one of us is a tiny chemical messenger called dopamine. Whenever you bite into cake, watch a funny video, or win a game, dopamine jumps like confetti in your brain, and you feel good right now. Your mind loves that rush, so it pushes you toward anything that will deliver another quick hit. This is called the pleasure principle. Seek pleasure, dodge pain, hurry, hurry, hurry. It kept our ancestors alive when food was rare and danger was high. But in our modern world, where sugar, screens, and shortcuts sit inches away, the pleasure principle can keep us small, tired, and stuck. Self-discipline is the art of trading that tiny, fast pleasure for a deeper, slower joy. It is standing at the crossroads and saying, yes, donut, you look delicious, but 6 months from now, I want to run a 10K without gasping, and that victory will taste sweeter than frosting. Each time you choose the larger reward, you retrain dopamine to cheer for long-term wins. Time itself plays a role. Some people live mostly in the past. They repeat old stories, cling to old rules, and let yesterday pilot today. Others live only for the present. Hedonists chase fun. Fatalists shrug and say nothing matters. Both live by instant gratification, and both struggle when results take weeks, months, or years. Then there are the future-oriented builders. They imagine a goal, work backward, and lay one brick every day, even when nobody claps. They are the ants in the old fable, storing grain through summer while the grasshopper sings. Winter arrives and the ant dines well. Discipline is simply choosing to act like the ant more often than the grasshopper. But discipline feels like constant saying no, you might protest. It can, if you define it that way. Let me flip the lens. Discipline is not a prison, it is a passport. When you skip a late-night binge watch, you buy a sunrise full of clear focus. When you save $10 today, you buy a future trip that fills your soul. When you say no to gossip, you buy trust and peace. Freedom is not doing whatever you want this second. Freedom is having the power to do what truly matters over a lifetime. Still, obstacles show up, 5 of them. If you ask Buddhist teachers, craving for sensory pleasure, anger, laziness, restlessness, and doubt. Notice how each one screams, "Deal with me immediately!" The chocolate bar yells now. The rude driver sparks rage now. The soft couch whispers nap now. Racing thoughts spin now. Doubt pokes holes in your dreams right now. But discipline invites you to smile at each shout and answer, "I see you, but future me is more important." Over time, the shouts turn into murmurs. Let me make this practical. Imagine your goal is to write a book. Tonight you sit down and suddenly you remember the laundry, the emails, the dog's nails, the global news. Your phone buzzes, an ice cream ad appears, the couch looks friendly. Pause. Put one hand on the desk and say out loud, "My best life is on the other side of this page." Set a timer for 15 minutes. Write anything. Ugly words, scattered notes, doesn't matter. When the timer dings, you will have evidence that you can begin. Celebrate that small win. Tiny victories pile up. One day there is a first draft, then edits, then a cover, then a launch. The world sees a finished book and calls you disciplined. You smile, knowing it was a mountain of tiny choices, each no bigger than a quarter. Discipline also teaches you to guard your gait. Good friends may unknowingly steer you off track. Skip the gym, come to brunch, or just one more game online. Smile and say, "Thanks, but I have an appointment with my future." Real allies will respect that. If they tease, let them. Your horizon is not their job to protect, it is yours. Along this road, you will discover surprising gifts, clarity. When you practice choosing, your values shine brighter. You learn what drains you and what fuels you. Decisions speed up because your compass is set. Joy. Studies show disciplined people report greater happiness, not because they deny pleasure, but because they focus on the pleasures that last. Health, mastery, trust, purpose, presence. Oddly, the more you plan for tomorrow, the more alert you become today. You notice the mentor sitting beside you, the free webinar, the quiet sunrise. Discipline sharpens your senses so you can catch opportunities in real time. Self-respect. Every promise you keep with yourself is a brick in the house of confidence. Break enough promises and the house cracks. Keep enough and it stands strong against storms. Let's circle back to belief. If you wake each morning telling yourself, "My willpower is small," your brain will obey and conserve energy. If you wake and declare, "I have as much willpower as I need," your brain will open wider reserves. It truly is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The placebo effect is not trickery, it is biology. Your thoughts steer hormones. Hormones steer actions. Actions steer results. So how do you start today? Speak a simple mantra. I choose long-term joy. Say it before meals, work, study, exercise. Break your goal into micro steps you can finish in 10 minutes. 10 minutes of reading, of stretching, of budgeting. Short tasks slip past resistance. Track wins, not misses. Use a notebook or an app. Each check mark is proof of progress. Reward yourself with healthy treats. A walk outside, a favorite song, 5 minutes of dancing. Rewards teach your brain that discipline feels good. Forgive slips quickly. You are human, not a robot. One detour does not erase the journey. Name the lesson, adjust the plan, step again. To close, picture the future version of you, the one who woke up early, saved steadily, practiced boldly. That person is waving across time, shouting, thank you for every hard choice you made back there, because I am standing in a life I love." Hear that voice each morning. Let it be louder than any craving, any doubt, any lazy story. Self-discipline is not a talent granted at birth. It is a decision renewed daily, hourly, sometimes minute by minute. It is the power to choose your own direction instead of drifting. And that power, believe it with all your heart, is already inside you, waiting for your command. So breathe deep, lift your chin and say with me, I can, I will, I'm starting now. Then take the first small step, because the future is built exactly that way, one brave choice at a time. You've got this.